Welcome to the first episode of The Day Money Drag. This is my new podcast. I'm your host, Cody Scroggum, and today we're going to be talking about some news, some topics, and some fun things I'm going to do this year, speaking of awards. So, the first thing we're going to talk about is the results of Sacramento. I know I'm a little late on this because there's already been an event after that. So John Crimber won Sacramento with 351.85 points, followed by Clay Guyton with 351.7 points, and Dalton Castle with 263.5 points. I don't have a lot to talk about on that. Dalton did make some huge rides, and to be honest, John just rode a lot of bulls. He was only 0.15 points above Clay Guyton, which they could have been the same amount of points if it wasn't for their new scoring system, which I don't know if I have an opinion on yet, but we can talk about that in the next episode. So, the next thing we're going to talk about is the World Top 3. This has changed since I wrote it down because of this last event. So the current World Top 3 is John Crimber with 424 points, Dalton Castle with 422, and I'm just going off the top of my head. I think Clay Guyton, I know Clay Guyton's third, but I think he has 402 points. Don't quote me on that, but yeah, I believe that's right. So our next segment is going to be a topic, which is people are talking about the PBR changing the qualified ride time to 6 seconds. Now, this is a thing that's been going on for a long time, of people talking about 6 seconds is the new qualified riding time, which this is completely untrue, and a lot of people that know about the PBR but don't actually watch the PBR think this. And the reason that is the Men's Journal released a article for April Fools that said the PBR was changing the ride time to 6 seconds. Now, the problem is a lot of people didn't realize that was an April Fool's joke, and they ended up just believing it, and here we are. But the reason I'm covering that is I've got comments that are like, oh, that's why they changed it to 6 seconds, because it's so hard to do. And it's not true. They did not change it to 6 seconds. So I'm going to do the Bulltuber of the month. And what I mean by Bulltuber is YouTuber that's a bull rider. Obviously, I can't compete in it because I'm the one giving the awards. But I'm going to nominate some people myself, and people that are watching this video can also nominate. So, I was going to do Bulltuber of the month, but I've changed it to, I'm going to give out a shout out every 10 episodes of this podcast. So the 10th episode of this podcast is when I'm going to crown the best Bulltuber of that time period. My nominations are Bull Strapper and Steel Dean Machine. I'm guessing people know Bull Strapper, who he is. He has a new channel name, but that's what I'm gonna call him for the sake of my brain, because I can't remember it all. And Steel Dean Machine, he is a lot younger than Bull Strapper, but he has went to some Joe Frost schools, which is pretty cool. And yeah, we're gonna do that. But the biggest thing is December 31st is going to be the Bulltuber of the Year award. So that's going to be like the big boy. You're going to have a lot of winners every 10 episodes, but at the end of the year, you're going to have the big nomination of who's the best Bulltuber. Now, I know I'm kind of jumping around because I'm going news, topics, nominations, but I'm going to go back to news for the last thing in the video, and that's going to be Jess Lockwood makes a comeback and wins his first Unleash the Beast event in 6 years. Now, guys, if you don't know, Jess Lockwood he went down to the Challenger Series, which is the sub series to the Unleash the Beast series, for a little bit, and then he got hurt really bad. I don't remember what that injury was, but it was life threatening, and he came back from that, qualifying for the Unleash the Beast series, which I believe you have to be in the top 60 or you have to win a Challenger Series event. And what he did is he came back from that injury and won a Unleash the Beast event. I believe it was in Madison Square Garden. I don't know that for a fact, but that's just based off of my memory. And that was the first event he's won in 6 years, which is crazy to me. 6 years is a long time. I believe he won his second world title in 2017, and it's 2026 now. So that's 9 years. That's a long time, guys. But the real last thing that we're going to do in this video is I'm going to do the verse of the podcast. The verse that we're going to be talking about is Isaiah chapter 6, verse 8. And that reads, "Also I heard the voice of the Lord saying, Whom shall I send, and who will go for us? Then said I, Here am I, send me." Now what this is talking about is, I believe this is Isaiah in this context. And the most important, the reason that I use this verse is the last part. Then said I, Here am I, send me. And this is Isaiah offering himself to the Lord and saying, Send me to go do the work you want me to do. And that kind of inspired me to put it in this video. So that'll be it for today, guys. Thank you for watching this podcast, and I'll see you in the next one. It should be Friday. So I'll see you Friday.